I'm Colette Revere, founder of 8 Kind Co. and Open 360, and I'd like to talk about trust at work. So, what do you need to trust other people? What does it take? For most of us, we want to be treated with respect, we want compassion, we want somebody who listens, we want grace and goodwill. And those are important qualities in our work relationships or in our partners to help create trust in the relationship. And I assert that trusting yourself is just as important, if not more important, than trusting someone else in a relationship or in a conversation at work. And the reason I say that is because trusting yourself involves all of those things that we need from other people. It involves respect, it involves compassion, it involves grace and goodwill. And yet, for many of us in relationships with other people, we don't speak up when we want to or when we should. We don't set appropriate and healthy boundaries with other people. We don't take responsibility for taking care of ourselves and our emotional reactions in conversations with people and in relationships with people. And when we don't show up for ourselves in that way, that's when conversations and relationships can really go awry, because trusting someone else is one thing, but nobody else knows what you need like you do. And often we have this idea that somebody should know to say this or not to say this. Someone should see that I'm uncomfortable and stop speaking. But in reality, people are focused on their own experience so much they're not noticing or they're not knowing what experience you have. So being able to show up for yourself and trust yourself and take responsibility for what you need is critical in having good relationships with other people. Because what if everybody in a conversation or in a relationship took responsibility for their part and for taking care of themselves and for speaking up for what they need? Then the work is so much simpler. That you show up, you create space, a respectful and caring space for someone else, but you really take responsibility for owning your own emotional state and how you feel and how you're doing. And if the other person is doing the same, then you don't have to worry about all of the stuff that is unspoken or trying to read somebody's mind. You can just show up and trust that each of you is doing the work that only you can do, and that you can have the best interaction and relationship possible. I'd love to hear what you think and hear your comments, and thank you for listening.